Hello, I'm Master Ingvar Jónsson from Iceland, and I'm gonna do a Simul. Let's see how we do. Oh, it's a lot of challenges though. Let's see how we do. That's one game, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's go. Let's play d4 in this game. Let's mix it up. c4, e4 just for fun. And we're going to f6. Play the London system, something I'm familiar with. I'm gonna play the smith-morra just for fun in this one. Let's play f4 in this one. Sicilian. So we have the English standard. So we have to move a bit quick through the opening moves here. Let's play b4 in this one. So knight c3. Smith-morra here, so I'll play c3. And let's just try out the King's Indian. This is unrated. This one is actually rated, so let's play e6. This one is also rated, so I'll play my main opening e6. Here I can play knight f3 or e6, I'll play knight f3. Here I'm playing the Leningrad with colors reversed. This might be a little fast, so this is like, we'll look at the game afterwards. But I actually prefer if people don't play too fast in the opening, but somehow people don't think much. So c4, okay, check this out, bishop takes, and then I play c4. I'm playing the King's Indian here, still in Sicilian territory, Leningrad. This guy's playing way too fast. Use your time, this is a simul, there's no rush to make your moves. Let's attack the pawn, develop a piece. Fianchetto, take normal theory. Knight d4, it's a bit unusual. I can take. I'm gonna go bishop g5. Okay, knight f3 can be played. Knight c3. So unfortunately people are moving a bit too fast, so we can't really think too much about the opening. Rook b8 is kind of a weird move. Now I can play knight e4. Give him a hard time on f6. Bishop g4, let's castle. This development, you can't really think much about your moves. This move seems a bit premature. I can just play queen e4, the knight has to move back. So this seems a bit silly. b5, getting the space. So how do we continue here? We play c4. I'm gonna play knight a3. Time control d5. Okay, let's just play d6. Here we go, queen c7, normal Taimanov. Normal Leningrad with colors reversed. Don't mind him taking on d5 there. Advanced French. Now I can take up d5, maybe knight takes, queen takes, bishop c4, something like this, but g2 hangs. Let's just develop a piece. Might go to e5. But bishop f5, that looks dodgy. I could take and go bishop h6. Seems reasonable. e5, that's an aggressive move. Let's see, I kind of have to take it. Let's see what happens. Okay, bishop h, maybe bishop h4. Let's keep the pressure on with bishop h4. So plus d5, I'll just castle. Queen there seems to lose a tempo to me here. If I take on d5, knight takes. Take on d5, knight takes, queen takes, bishop g4. Looks bad for black. So knight takes e5. I would take and go like d4 and then c4 or c3. We'll take and go d4. So he moves the king. If I play e3 now, knight takes, queen takes here. Seems shaky for him. Oh, what was that? What was that? I had 19 seconds in some game. Okay. It was a 3-minute game. What's wrong with people? What did it, knight b8. But if I play, okay, I'm gonna lose the 3-minute game. Somebody challenged me to a 3-minute game. I was lucky it wasn't rated, I guess. So bishop b5, c6. I take it, pawn takes. Let's go here first. And hope I have pressure on the d5 pawn. Let's see. Bishop g5 seems consistent. I'm not really good in theory here, so let's see what happens. I think I take with a pawn in this line. b3, that looks really weird. Now I can take, go knight c6 and undermine the center. That seems useful. And okay, now we take it. Okay, took the pawn. I'll take back. And yeah, the main idea often in these lines is that now I have an extra center pawn. D and E pawn versus an E pawn. A little bit tricky. So I lost on time in that 3-minute game. Let's see, knight c3, queen e2, a4. Let's just play a4. It's logical. d5 is also logical here, I think. And whoa, that's just immediately losing. Just a matter of how. Okay, but this, okay, I was just winning with bishop takes f6, but I lost on time. So I missed that somebody actually challenged me 3-minute. That was quite unfortunate. So let's see. e4. He hasn't castled. Something feels off. Let's play bishop g4 and put pressure on the center. I'm guessing at this point. I don't know this line. Gonna play c3 and put the queen on b3 or a4. Here I can just take, let's say, I'll just take b7. I don't need to think about it really. That's just totally game over. And here I was thinking knight c4, and then maybe try and control the d5 square. Bishop g2. One idea here might be bishop a6 to prevent him from castling. Let's see what he does about that. Give up on knight here seems logical. Knight d7. Now I'm just winning the queen. Okay, knight d7 looks really natural here. Here I like knight a3 and then come to c4. Take with this pawn. And in this game, knight e5 putting more pressure on d7. So it seems like I tournaments. What's that? Did not open this tab. Okay, either way, bishop e6. Okay. Black actually has a nice position. I haven't really managed to give him any problems. Let's, if I go a4 takes, you take this. Okay, I mean, he has to weaken the light squares if he does that. What was that? Bishop f4. Well, why not just hold on to the pawn? Something like this. I'm play 97, 96. I'd like to play... Well, I have to break in the center at some point, so probably e5 right now is a good move. So he plays 97. Bishop g5 is also an option. We'll add one more. This game is of course totally over. Let's more pressure on his position. Maybe queen b3 if he takes on e2, rook e1. Yeah, whatever. Let's try. What did he do? c3. So now he's sacrificing a pawn, and I'll just take it. Queen here, attacking this guy. Queen e2 seems useful. Let's just do that. Okay, now it's thematic to jump in here, I think. Okay, 92, at least. Let's just get our pieces out. Get our pieces out of here. I'm thinking rook c8 though. No, let's just go here. Bishop e4, developing. I'm hitting him with tempo. Let's try something new here, knight c6. Just so we don't play the same in every game. We might get into time trouble at some point. Rematch because something didn't happen. d5. Okay, and bishop c5 is an active square for the bishop. Getting rid of the castle, but okay, maybe he goes knight d5 there. But I have to think fast at this point. So I can't be messing around. Well, he can go knight c5. He might be better there, actually. Tricky situation. I'm gonna go c5 here. Can I go d4? Yes. Win this knight. I'll do that. Pin. We use the pin. So what does it do? Bishop e6. Queen e2. It stays solid. Nothing's attacked. I can go e4 now. If he takes, then f7 hangs. Now he's hanging on f1. I don't see any tactics, so I'll just take the material. I take, and if he takes back, then he's losing some stuff. So this is the Nimzowitsch. Seems like I managed to make moves in all my games. And we take with a pawn, I guess. Possible to take with a knight, but I like this one. Okay, and then he hangs this one as well. That's quite problematic. And f6 should lose somehow. Okay, this is a Simul. I can't be trying to find any fancy ones here. Let's just make this move. Work on the open file. Castled. I'll grab the space, or do I go? I'll grab the space. I'll take on d5. Grab the space. I'll take on b7, why not? So it's a little bit greedy, but I'm gonna take the pawn. Make him prove it. Okay, this is attacked. I'm thinking I'm gonna protect it like this. That's a little bit risky. I'm aware of that. a5 seems useful. I'll put the knight on c5 next move. Okay, so this is completely winning. Bishop e3. Okay, I'll take it. He was losing a piece anyway, so why? This should be like this somehow. But check anyway. bishop g4. I don't really know the theory. This is a really sharp line, but we'll see what happens. Knight looks good on c5, but where do we go from there? Queen d7, just stay solid. Knight e4, attacking this guy, so we'll take on g7. And now let's just, well, we can take on e3, why not? Totally game over here with this castle. Let's make some solid moves. d3, knight c3, then I play queen b2. d3 is a solid move. I think I have a nice position in this game. And here we can just take bishop e2, I can castle queenside. This is a sharp line, so risky to play it in a simul. Okay, let's just get rid of this one. The game didn't even start. f5. Kinda missed that. Bit of trouble if you can do that. Let's see, h6. Should we take or should we go? A little bit. Okay, bishop e3. What happens if I take? Well, let's go here, and I want to play bishop g5 and exchange the bishops. What did he do? What did he do? Knight d6. Let's go over here. Maybe even knight c4. Let's go over here. Looks okay still. Queen d7. So he lost a pawn, so I'm happy to exchange queens. Here, just any move. Really, oops. Split bishop g5. Get a piece out. I want to take now and go knight b6. Now he takes. Did I fall for something? I don't think so. Let's see. Just e5 now, attack something. And knight e2. I can go d3 here. And then take on b2. But knight on c5 is quite nice, so let's push d3. He attacks this. Queen b2 check, and then rook c1. Getting my pieces active with tempo. Take a piece here. That's a blunder. I blundered the pawn here. Or did I? Let's see what he comes up with at the knight c4. Knight f4, he's not threatening anything, so let's just take a pawn. Get e6 covered as well. No problems. Everything is active here. I'm going to... Okay, I could be greedy and just grab some stuff, but let's just finish development. I'm already up a pawn. Here I could play knight b6. I could play b4 also. I think I'll grab the space. Play b4. Play rook c1, knight b6, something like that. Any tricks here? I think not. Let's just stay solid. e7, let's take this. And knight b3, looks like a solid move. c3, can I go e5 now? I think I can. Well, let's just do it. Think about it later. Move first, think later. That's what somebody said. Now I can take it and let's just take it. What do you do? King h2. Okay, the pawn is still hanging. But I have a better pawn structure and a strong, really strong bishop. So I'll take this pawn as well. And check. Let's see, rook takes e5. Knight e0, knight f3. Let's just have a little fun in this one. Already up a lot of material. Can I just take on c6 and I'm gonna be up some stuff? I think so. Let me take on b2. Take on d5, placed there. Don't need to do that really. Rook f2. Rook f2 first. Am I in time trouble in any games? 8 minutes here. Knight b6 already. So knight takes, knight takes. And I was gonna play with knight f3 check. Queen takes. I'm slightly better than this one. It's not much. Let's go queen here. And then rook b8. It should be slightly better. I can take the pawn off. Why not do that? My back rank is weak. You have to worry about it. I don't think so. Let's take a pawn off. Maybe bishop at d7 there. I'm not sure. Okay, we have bishop c4 or knight c4. Both with the idea to go knight c4. Okay, knight c5. Now I cover b2. This is mate in 1. Yep. Oh, h4. I can take it. It's pinned. Here I have some moves. Queen a5. I have also bishop b4. I think I have some pressure on his center there. I can take on g3 with the bishop, probably stronger. Threatening mate on h2. So it's tricky for him. Let's just bring the bishop back. Stay solid. Bishop d7, solid move. I think rook c7. Attack the bishop. Takes on a4. I take on something. Okay, rook c1. Go with the c3 pawn and go with knight to e3. Try and control the d5 square. That's my immediate plan. Okay, he has back rank ideas. If we play here, he takes on d7. Okay. Some slight problems in this one. I can take the rook. I'll just do it. So what's best here? h3 takes this one. Some slight issues, but should be okay. Bishop d7, knight e3 looks useful. Bishop c6, f3. Oh, okay. Well, he can do something there. Let's see if he finds it. Here in check on e1. So little fun with this one. Rook e3. Bishop takes a4. Dark in pieces here. Knight e5 and knight c4, something like this. And if rook c3. Yeah, okay. Spot what's going on there. I'd like to keep the queens because I have some annoying stuff on the black squares, but it's not so easy. I already want some pawns, so let's just exchange. What happened in this one? Okay. Also play rook somewhere. Let's just take this. Double rooks on f6, so I'll go here. And then I want to take on a5. So bishop there. Okay. I could go knight d5 also. Knight d5. If he takes with something, I'll take with the pawn. Bishop takes, pawn takes. It's also knight f5. Knight f5. I like. I'm not doing that. I need to keep control of the square, so knight d5. Okay, let's just do it. Okay, activate this rook somehow, like this. And let's go a3 here. Stop it. I was playing 91. That was like, yeah, a cheap trick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can win this. Takes, pawn takes. Let's experiment with it. You know, just to have some different things to talk about. Post-mortems. Bishop f3 seems useful. So I'll play h5. I want to have double connected passed pawns. I'll take his queen. Not tons of material. go rook c2, rook e2, try and exchange some things. Okay, knight takes e4. This could be an interesting ending, we'll see. Oh, he hung the queen, didn't he? He just hung the queen and won. That was unfortunate. So, okay. Activate the king. Up 2 pawns. We have opposite colored bishops, but I think I should be able to do something. We'll see. Let's do this one. Can you make a move? Rook f8. Okay, let's keep playing. For some reason, I can go here. Bishop takes. I'll go here and then take on a5. So we go here and g4, making some progress. g2, then rook e2, queen a5. I think this is still theory, not the best one in it, but okay. Not g4. You want to have connected pass pawns when you have opposite colored bishops like this. What do you do? There, I take it. And now I can activate the king. Now it's winning. Let's go here. Finding queen h5. And I want to go here and h3. Take real quick. h3 he has to take eventually. Queen f5 for mate. Okay, what moves do I have here? I have bishop takes f3. Knight d4 is that bishop, isn't it? Okay, this looks active. Let's just guess this is a move. What? I take an a5. Check. Take an a5. Oh, it's not mate, so okay, whatever. Start with check. And here we have a winning position, g3. Yeah. Some ideas here. Let's go. Let's see to something. Just take this. I'm up a queen. I mean, he should resign in a Simul. Come on. Also here. Come on, guys. Where are you? Give me a hard time. So I'm gonna miss some things here. That's quite obvious. g4. Oh, let's go king f2 first. So I'm just making. Okay, I'm going to bring the king over to the queen side to cover b2, so I can move the rook freely. That's my move here. Is it assigned? No. f2, g4. 6. Do something. We make a move. Okay, check now. I'm not taking g7. Well, let's keep it active for a minute. It should be game over. Yeah. Bishop 6. Let's go. No, he wants the pawns actually on the same color as his. You want the pawns on the same, the opposite colors as your bishop. So knight d4 here, I guess. Already. Okay, I won this one. What's going on? Where's my move? Okay. I'm still playing. Still playing. Whoa, that's a lot of games that bishop d4 checking here. Civet against Stephen Blue still going on. This one, queen d3. Let's move the bishop. You know what? Okay, let's just make a move. Quick move. Take here. Take here. Okay, let's activate the king now. I haven't really had time to figure out the plan there, so just have to wait and see. F5 or knight F6, I'm not sure. I think it looks a bit dodgy there, I agree. Let's go here and then swing it over. What did I do? I'll go here anyway. Okay, I managed to pre-move. Woo! Yeah, I won this one. Yeah, also made. And there. Need some quick moves here. What about this? Oops. Immediately want the bishop on b7. Okay, that should be a primo win. Bishop a4. I want to take the a pawn. I actually resigned there, but there's still some fight with the bishop. We should have fought in this one. Okay, we're just going to win here. Yeah, the position was close to equal. What did I? Okay. Touch something. Bishop takes a3. Got plenty of time actually. Bishop takes a4. I have the wrong rook pawn. I have to draw at some point. Let's just take the piece. I shouldn't have enough for the piece here. Take it with jack, then I can take on g5. Shouldn't be enough. Okay, I won this one. This one is signed. Can I see your game? So this one won. This one I won. This one. It's my move. I might even be able to play rook c6 and simplify rook c6. Rook takes, bishop takes, king takes g5, king here, king takes h4. There's no need for that really. Just take a pawn off. Well, let's see, rook here. And any other games, this one is over. This one should be over. Let's see, rook c6. Rook takes, bishop takes, king takes, pawn to a4, king b6, king takes g5, king a5. I'm gonna go for the pawn. King f5, king takes, king e5. Okay. Quick calculation, which might be wrong. I'm going to take that chance. So it's my move here, knight c3, queen a6, played a3. Can I take this? It takes with the pawn. Could be clever. Could be a clever move. Huh. Bishop takes c3, pawn takes c3. It's too risky. h5. h3. Queen a6 wasn't a particularly good move, probably. So let's go back. We don't like going back, so this is the worst position of all the ones we've had. This one should be over somehow, but okay. I can also just take king b5, king f5, king here, king e5. That's the most simple actually. So now I'll take his queen off with 93 check. And if you get it in there, the king f5 is the most simple, then I'll king c4, king a5. And I have extra tempos with the a pawn. So he asked, was that a drawn endgame at any point there? And no, I don't think it was. There's a lot of chat going on here. Trying to follow it. This one was what? Okay, yeah, he was saying this one. So are all the games over? Let's see, this one. Oh, okay, this one is still going on. There's only one game left. This one was quick. This one he gave up and lost the queen. This one is over. This one is over. This one is over. Okay, so just one left, and we'll have to focus on this one because it's going to take 71 points off my rating. It's quite evil. I took a bit of a risk with the opening, but now c4 is hanging. That's it. Let's get aggressive here. Yeah, 5. Knight is actually nicely posted. Other than that, I don't have much. Well, how to say. My army doesn't make much sense, and I still haven't finished development. So let's see. So 3 minutes and 30 seconds against 4 minutes. Still we're chatting on here. Not too good of that. Still thinking bishop h5. Yeah, I want the queen on g6, so tricky move. Okay, knight f6. Does the knight go? I mean the bishop. Yeah, the 10-second increment means it's gonna be difficult to play for time. It's gonna be difficult to play for time, but he's playing rather slow, so I'm getting optimistic. Taking on a3 should never be an option. How to improve here? I think I'll sacrifice the pawn, but I want him to castle first. I might want him castling first, actually. Nah, let's just do it now. If bishop takes g5, rook g8. And I'm hoping it's gonna be hard for him to find a home for his king. things are a bit shaky on the queen side. I also don't mind bishop takes d5, rook g8, bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6. I feel like my black square bishop could be strong. Did I miss c5 here though? No, I can always take with the knight, I don't need to, that's true. So bishop there, slightly surprising, but might be quite okay. Queen a5, b4, I take it, pawn takes, queen takes a1. Get another pawns. Okay, we need to complicate things anyway. What was my idea if he takes on d4? Because I didn't have an idea. Knight e4, bishop c5, no, that takes here. Knight e4, b4, then I can take it. Okay, knight e4 was my idea. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Now if rook c1, bishop c5, which should win. Yeah, it was perhaps somewhat lucky. I'll admit that. Rook c1. I could even flick and take it on a3 at some point. Here, b4. Well, let's just keep it simple. Where does he put the queen now? Not entirely sure. Yeah. Queen takes e4, that's a bit too much to take it. And if you play b4, play queen takes a3. Hitting your rook. Which he misses, and yeah, it makes sense. Pretty good. So thanks for the games. Okay, let's look at this one first. So I decided to play the Nim switch in this one, which I haven't played for quite a while. And, well, I think this is the line, queens and castles. I think c4 is the most sharp, is the sharpest variation here. I don't remember the theory. c3, it's solid. I'm not sure e5 is working here, but c4 now probably loses tempo. You could have castled and after e5 played c4, which looks better. I don't think this is actually too great of a line for black, but it's active anyway. So bishop e4 check, queen a5, d5, and now I have to do something with my knight. So take first on f3 so that e5 isn't hanging, but That could be a possibility to give up that pawn. Bishop takes knight d4. Bishop g4 check makes sense. Maybe I should play f5 here to be active. Yeah, it makes more sense. I think f5 and then knight f6 or something. Because now I give excuse me. I give white time here to develop. And this is probably a weak move. I should be more concerned with development. a3 good move. Now if I take bishop takes. No, pawn takes. Excuse me. And that's good for white. Because my knight has no squares, I think. Covered, and yeah, enemy territory. I'm afraid to press analyze because I'm afraid all the games will disappear. So I'm just gonna go over the moves as they happened. Yeah, okay, let's go back. So yeah, well, this was the last game, so we more or less talked about the last few moves. But bishop takes g5 is interesting. And rook g8. I thought this one for some reason. Thought I needed this one for, yeah, to play h6. So bishop takes g5, rook g8, h4, h6, and this will hang at the end. And if it takes on f6, then my bishop will be strong here on this diagonal, and hoping that this bishop is bad. But could he have played c5 here at some point? That's quite a possibility. And let's go. No. I covered that in the video. I'll take with another need to, so yeah, no worries. So after this, I think you have to go b4 here. After this, I'm doing quite well because of the thing of b4. And now it just game over, yeah. So okay. Okay, this one. Enjoyable straw. That was over rather quickly. He played the opening well, quite sensibly. Got his pieces out, but this well, practice simple principle of moving the same piece twice, and it's easy to meet the threat. I can play rook c1, and I also have queen a4 check. So finish your development. You know, that's what cost you here. Now you move the knight for the third time. So just one time with my pieces. Take on d5. And now you move the knight. I mean, okay, it's still tricky. Take with the knight. I'll take with my knight, play bishop c4. Get more tempo for development. And yeah, it could be very dangerous, but retreating with the knight. Now you moved it for the fourth time, and now it's back on the starting square. And now I develop with another tempo, attacking something. The pawn takes here, you have to take back. I mean, there's nothing else. I move the bishop. And I have, yeah, a vastly superior position because you spent so much time on this knight. So that lost the game, more or less. And after this, the queen was lost, so yeah, the rest wasn't interesting. White is just up a queen. Okay, this one was actually the Smith-morra gambit, and he declined it with d3. And here usually I want to go c4 and set up kind of a Moroccan bind, but e5 is interesting. Maybe I should go something like f4 here to keep that gambit, I guess. But I played knight f3, and now it will soon start to look like a Sicilian, but maybe with the c3 move, which isn't so useful. But didn't really know where to put my pieces, but I felt like I should fight for the d4 square at some point, and well, this along with this is kind of doing that, because the knight will at some point jump to e3 or b6 like it did in the game. And well, I felt black should have a normal Sicilian position here. No problems really. Well, no big problems at least. But a5 maybe it's decent for me. Question is if black should say should play knight c5 here at some point. Let's see, he played rook c8, threatening this one, so knight d2. Maybe something like knight c5 now, trying to get more active. But can I just play bishop c2 and there are no problems? Maybe. So h6, I wasn't sure about. Maybe just castles, so I went back to e3. And here, black might want to think about knight g4 maybe, just to get this bishop. Instead knight c5. And yeah, seems more useful to get this knight out of the way, because you get knight b6 immediately. b4, queen c7, knight b6. But if you give this knight away for the bishop, then you have knight on d7 still covering b6. So it's not as easy for me to get control over d5. And here I got good control over d5. And the game was actually still interesting when black somehow forgot his queen on c7. Now it's just on a queen. And from here, yeah, I just had to make some moves. Found the way to penetrate here, getting up the exchange. But when you're up a queen, a whole queen, you can give up the exchange. Right? Here's checkmate. Okay, against Makub here. He plotted quite early. No, I'm confused. Thought this was the French game. So he took on c6, which is not the most common, but it's playable. I think you go like bishop d3 or something. g3. It's a bit time consuming, and also this move bishop a6 means you have to move something again because you can't castle. So takes. There shouldn't be any tactics. I just, no. It's nowhere there are tactics here. So knight e2, trying to get castled, so I put my pieces out. And now he just blundered with knight d4. I mean, white should be fine still. I mean, lost some time, but why not bishop g5, bishop f4, something like this. And the thing, when you're white, even though if you don't play the most accurate moves, you're still okay, and that white is okay here, and might be even be slightly better. But I don't think black should have any problems here. So knight d4 just lost the exchange, and yeah, and then a whole rook. So but then I had some fun actually when I went for this knight takes e5. But okay, I was already up a rook, so I could sacrifice stuff here, and I have I'm basically a piece up here. I have two rooks for the queen, and then bishop versus bishop, so I have an extra knight here. And then I went for this move, rook e3, which is just a one move trick. Going for the knight fork here on the queen and the king. So white can save the queen, it's something like, I don't know, this. But then I guess I could play rook d3, also give him a check here, and then just move the rook away. King somewhere. Move the rook up a piece. So after one the queen, it was quite easy. This one was, well, actually, this was the f4 game. So f4, d5, and everything is normal, and actually quite interesting to play e5 this early. Trying to punish white for his setup. But maybe the other downside is that black hasn't castled yet. And I can even lose the tempo here because, well, I win it back because the bishop must move. And now c3, and I want to move the queen, tackle these points and play e4. And usually with this structure, if I can play e4 with it and get rid of this backward pawn, then it should be fine. And I managed to do that. Yeah, taking is probably risky after rook to e1. yeah, I can take on b7, or if he goes bishop a6 there, I can take on d5 because when the rook is on e1, the knight is pinned. So c6 he played. I could take on b7, but e4 seems also logical. Castles. He gave me a pawn, and here he should try and get some initiative because I still have my pieces undeveloped. But instead he exchanged queens. So when you're down material, a pawn, you don't want to exchange pieces. That's helpful for me, and now the bishop moves back from its active post. So now I can finish development, catch up, and be up a pawn. Attack something, develop something. No, I'm still up a pawn, so. And yeah, just covering the weakness, and after a4, knight c5. Maybe a3 just to try and give us the weaknesses, but still should be fine for me. And now I can go for the opposite color bishops because I'm up a pawn. And after a3, I have fixed these pawns. This is easily covered, but these can be, these two pawns here are going to be somewhat weak. And that's what happened slowly but surely. I just improved since the rooks. And I tied down one rook to the defense of this pawn, and now my rook is free to enter. And I also just improved the king. And yeah, this hangs. Yeah, g5, king f5, active king, up a pawn. And things will start dropping off here. Yeah, black doesn't really have any moves. So he tried for the piece sack, but I found the simplification here, and I think it works. Winning pawn and king. So I just run with this pawn, and if the king goes for it, I grab this one, and then this runs white runs. Okay, Shadow Sneaker. That was the French game, French defense. And b3 is a really inconsistent move. I mean, you have this pawn chain, and you want to try and keep it with c3, or protect e5. And b3 doesn't help with that, and also it just weakens this diagonal and some squares around where your most natural development is. So if you play knight d2, this c3 square is really weak. And if you play knight c3, if the knight is pinned, you have to defend it somehow. Just took the pawn, if queen takes, knight c6. Developing with tempo, so knight f3. Bishop f4. Okay, since you played b3, maybe it's more consistent to put the bishop on b2. But okay, queen d6, c3, and now I'm just up a pawn in this knight. And yeah, bishop d2 had to be played, not d4. This guy is lost. And when you lose material, you just have to find the way to get as most as you can for it, and giving up the black square bishop is not good. Just play bishop d2, take back on c3. This is horrible because I still have the pin, threatening this, and if you take, then my queen enters, winning even more material. When I take this, bishop d2, bishop takes c3. So now I'm just up, what, a rook and a piece, and a pawn. So horrible outcome from the opening, and yeah, the rest of the game wasn't really interesting. I was just trying to play fast moves while moving from game to game. Activating the bishops, and finally activating the knight, and it's just too much material. Could have even taken on h1, I mean, I'm not paying attention here. So, yeah. So that was just a simple opening mistake. Stevie Blues, okay, let's go to that one last. Let's go to UK Skate Life. That was the King's Indian. I'm not really too familiar with this line for black. I rarely play the King's Indian. Just wanted to try out different openings. I know bishop g4 is played in some lines where you want to play knight d7 and just try and get some pressure on the center, I guess. So take on f3 and on knight d7. pressure on the center, and d5 is probably, yeah, it's probably worse because then I play knight d4 and c5 and keep the diagonal open, so at least here the diagonal is closed for now, but I have a strong knight on d4 and good play on the black squares. Rook here attacking this, and a5 is a standard move to get this knight active. But this was interesting. Now I missed f5, but I think bishop f6 is strong. I want to go here. So maybe white should try and prevent that. Something like queen d2. And I'm not sure how to proceed actually. So white might have been doing just great here. In queen d2 it seems like white should have decent control of the position. And maybe not so easy for me to get the counterplay. So yeah, maybe not so great play by me, but now giving up the black squared bishop, now this one becomes a monster. You go to e5 whenever I want. And there are just so many weak diagonals and squares that can arise here. Giving up the black squared bishop, and that's exactly what happened in the game. Now here I take one more pawn that was protecting a black square. So now my bishop is just free to roam here as it pleases. Let's see, find a nice home here on e5, and even though we have opposite colored bishops, queen g5, putting pressure here, I can increase it with h5, h4, I play rook v8 to b2. This is a better position for black. White might be able to defend, but it's better for black. And h4 was an immediate blunder, and now I get 2 pawns. And after that it was quite easy, and I thought it's an interesting decision here to go for the opposite colored bishops, because people are generally afraid of opposite colored bishops. But here it seems like I can always set up the pass pawns. These can never advance. Here I take, and I will keep these pawns. I'll move my king in to protect. Then I'll play g4, move my king here, play h4, move my king. You see the picture, move, king, and I'm gonna queen. You can't really prevent that, because you can't put pressure on. You have to be able to put the pressure on the pawn that is the same color as your bishop, but you can't just do that here. And if I had only these pawns, white could be able to defend here with king h3 and then sacrifice when I play g4. But here that's just not the case, so I can just freely advance the pawns, and there's nothing that white can do, so he resigned here. And the final game was Stevie Blues. Or he actually shouldn't have resigned. I played this funky b4 opening, which I sometimes play just for fun. And often the idea in this opening is to get 2 against 1 in the center. And that actually happened in this game. Let's see how it happened. I castled, he took twice. See, he captured away from the center both times. So now I'm left with a d and e pawn against e pawn, which is usually a small advantage and will probably constitute a small plus in most evaluation functions in computers. So a4. I think my development should be quite smooth from here. d3. And the thing, when you have extra center pawns, you could just control so many squares. When I play pawn d3, I control all these squares with pawns. And from there I can decide how I want to develop my position. So knight a3, might want to come here at some point. He protects it, moves the knight, I take here. And the knight has to move, b1, get the pieces active, protect this knight with tempo, the king has to move. Rook comes to an open 5 with tempo. And maybe here there was no rush. Maybe something like, since he's lacking defenders now on the king side, maybe into d2 here. And the idea is to play e4, queen h6, knight g5, simple chess. and just try and get checkmate. Because moving the queen to d2 I also open up some discoveries on his queen here. And he has to deal with some things. Instead I took here, he's forced to take, and now this. And can I maybe improve with like knight e5 and then take the pawn? I think I took the pawn too quickly, because now he gets pressure on this. Rook c8 was a good move. If I take on d7, there's back rank issues. So I took on c8, I made luft for my king. Bishop takes a4, and on knight d5. I want to come to c4, attack this. And my feeling was black should be able to defend here. f6 was probably not the best move, because now I attack a5, and I will be able to play a2, rook a2, and attack this pawn. And rook takes c4 was... that was premature. You should play bishop b3. I want to take on a5, you just take on a5, knight takes. And you try to defend with the bishop against knight, and 5 against 4. Okay, it's going to be difficult, but you can try to defend there. This I thought was... yeah. This should be losing, but the thing is you want to... I think usually you want to have the pawns on like this, different color than the bishop. So that's why I played g5, I wanted to play f5 to have the pawns on the same square. I think that's the rule, because I mean, while it looks solid, it's easier to create zugzwang when the pawns are restricting the bishop. And actually here, black was signed. And I'm wondering if it's premature. King e1, let's say black does nothing. It's not like this. I'm not sure if takes is good or not. Let's just try it, just for argument's sake. I have a feeling I should be able to sacrifice at some point, maybe for a winning ending. Here black must watch out. I'll do something like rook a7 at some point. Let's say we keep moving the bishop back and forth. And I want to bring the king here, so let's do something like this. And let's try and prevent the king from coming over there, but can we really do that? Probably not. Let's say we want to defend a8, but I can always come here. Then we go check, king comes to d8, and now we're trying to win the pawn. So eventually the pawn has to move, and once you move to e6 it just becomes too passive. Rook check, and they should be winning. I'll walk my king to f6, and I should be able to sacrifice for one. Yeah, I just sacrifice for one of the pawns, and I win the king and pawn again. So okay, I still think the resignation is premature, but probably it's a lost position. So yeah, that was yeah, a Simul that we decided to do with like kind of no notice. We were together in the chat watching the game, and well, this is what happened. Hope you enjoyed it, and please leave some comments and tips for making something like this better. See you later. Bye bye.